As part of the International Watershed Coordination Program, offered as a partnership between the Lake of the Woods Water Sustainability Foundation and the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, water stewardship and messaging are key to engaging citizens in water quality protection. In the summer of 2017, the program took on a storm drain stenciling project that pulled community partners together for one common goal, helping us all realize the importance of keeping contaminants out of our water. The International Watershed Coordination Program focuses on the entire Rainy Lake of the Woods watershed, a huge basin that extends from just west of Lake Superior to the outflow to the Winnipeg River in Kenora, Ontario. 70,000 square kilometers of water, rocks, trees, and sand. It's a watershed that is shared almost equally in size between Canada and the US, with many water bodies and many water-related issues in common. As in all watersheds, pollution and contaminants can come from a wide variety of both point and non-point sources. For this project, the focus was on storm drains, a common point source of pollution, where drainage is pulling from built-up areas, farmland, industrial sites, parking lots, residential neighborhoods, and roadways. In the summer of 2017, 3 communities stepped up to partner with the International Watershed Coordination Program to bring students together on a project to paint a message beside the storm drains near the Rainy River and Lake of the Woods on both sides of the border. Fort Frances, Ontario and International Falls, Minnesota across the international border from each other on the Rainy River, and Kenora, Ontario at the north end of Lake of the Woods where the Winnipeg River begins. Preparation began weeks ahead of time once partners were identified to work on the project. Every partner played an important role and took on what they could to make it all happen. With financial support from the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency to kickstart the project, discussions began to pick a date and a rain date, make deputations to council to let them know what was happening and invite them to join, purchase good quality road paint, design the stencil and identify who could make it, design door hangers to leave on neighborhood doors the day of the event, identify who could provide safety vests for the children and cones to manage traffic, identify who could provide brooms, garbage bags, and pre-event street cleaning, pick the most relevant locations for stenciling in high traffic areas, order giveaways for the children to take home to reinforce the message, identify group leaders and, of course, the painters, invite the media to cover the event, and ensure there was an educational component prior to painting so the children were made aware of how watersheds work. For each event, the first activity was to provide an interactive learning opportunity with a 3-dimensional watershed model where the participants could learn about watersheds and how pollutants move through them, especially how storm drains play a role. In each community, either the high school shop classes or private industry offered to purchase the steel and design and craft the stencils. Heavy gauge steel with 2 handles for easy carrying worked really well. Each community can choose its own message. The 2 border communities chose Dump No Waste, Drains to River, and in Kenora, the choice was A Healthy Lake Starts Here, to help people make the connection that what goes down the drain goes right to the water. While street cleaners were out the night before each event getting the roads prepped, we also went out with brooms on the event day to ensure the concrete was as clean as possible. For safety, all the kids wore safety vests and some were put in charge of directing traffic away from the work area by placing safety cones in strategic locations. Everyone got a turn to place the stencil, paint it, and admire their work after. The metal stencils made the job easy and fast. Each painted message should last a few years. In each community, door hangers were placed on nearby doors to help residents understand why the stencils were painted and who the partners are, and to reinforce the idea that we need to be cautious of what we let flow down our driveways and off of our lawns, especially if we live close to these drains. Here's one of the crews that painted in International Falls, a great team effort from the local town, school, administration, Couchiching County, and Couchiching Soil and Water Conservation District. Congratulations to the dedicated grade 8 class in Fort Frances who painted lots of drains along the Rainy River waterfront. Again, thank you to the town of Fort Frances, the high school, Couchiching County, and the Soil and Water Conservation District. Kenora came on board in late July, and between local kids camps and stewardship rangers, many drains were painted along Kenora's harbourfront. Special thanks to our partners, the Lake of the Woods District Property Owners Association and the Lake Smart crew, Riverview Industries, and the City of Kenora. Seed funding for the project was provided by Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, and partners contributed materials and supplies along the way. These projects were true examples of how working across the border can pay huge dividends, build partnerships, and benefit our shared waters. If you would like more information on this initiative, please visit www.rainylakeofthewoods.org.